You already know how to manifest your specific person right now. You already know how to get them to text you. You already know how to get them to call you. And so you just need to believe it. And belief is actually the only thing separating us from where we are or what we're seeing in our external reality to being and living the perfect life with our specific person. And I'll explain this. So normally you've probably heard someone say in the past that true knowledge leads to true action, right? So the thought that if we knew exactly what to do, we would act it out. And that's what we feel in manifestation. If we knew exactly what to do, right? If we gain more knowledge, if we watch more videos, if we read more books, then once we know that, if we know enough, we will immediately act it out. But what if I were to tell you that's not actually the case? Searching for knowledge isn't bad. Like watching these videos, right, it doesn't take you out of the state. Because people have asked me that question. Would I be watching videos if I had already received exactly what I wanted? And I would say the version of you that is very dominant in creating their reality would be doing these. Or watching these videos, reading books, things like that. But would not do it in an anxious sense. But the reason that we get anxious when we're searching for knowledge is because we're under the belief that as soon as we know what to do, we'll act it out. But I'm here to tell you, you already know what to do. You just need to believe that this state change, this assumption, this thought, this particular thing will change our external reality. That's where we get into a problem. We don't believe that getting into the state will change anything. We don't believe that being happier, more optimistic, more aligned with our end, or imagining for the end will create the change. And I can prove that right now. Because if someone were to come out and say, let's say I started a challenge or a workshop or something where I created this assumption on my reality in which I made it so anyone who runs a mile every single day for the next 30 days will be with their specific person. Now, how quickly are you going to start running that mile? For me, if it were anything, and that was the assumption, if I was manifesting my specific person again, I would run immediately. Even if it were 10 miles, I would run 10 miles every single day, even if I've never ran before, every single day for 30 days, because I would believe it, right? It's not that the knowledge was new or there or changed. We just now believe that this will take me to this outcome, and if you truly felt that belief, you would act it out. So that's the only thing stopping you, because yes, you have the ability to manifest the text now. You have the ability to manifest the call now, and you've seen success stories on my channel, almost every single one. You've seen things happen and create, and in your own life be created or manifested almost instantaneously. And I'm not going to include a success story in this video because you're going to be the success story, okay? So what I want you to do is ask yourself a couple questions, because this is what we need to align ourselves with. And let me know too, if I made that statement or I made it a fact of our reality that if you ran 10 miles every day, you would be with your specific person in 1 month, would you do it, right? Just comment that down below. Yes, I would run that. No, I would not run that. Because it's always belief. But the two questions you're going to ask yourself, one, well, it's going to be a question and then a technique I want you to use and do immediately, even during this video or immediately following this video. I want you to act this out. So the question is, if I 100% believed this would work, what would I do right now? So if I 100% believed, so it's not knowledge, it's not knowing, it's not this, it's belief. If I 100% believe this, what would I do right now? And then the thing or the technique that you're going to use, because this is just to start our contemplation, and write that down below. So what would you do? But the technique is going to be, if I truly believed my desire was inevitable, I would blank. So if I truly believed my desire was inevitable, I would blank. That's going to be your technique. And I want you to take 5 to 10 minutes and just write 5 to 10 answers to that statement. Or you can even include the previous question in that technique as well. If I 100% believed this would work, what would I do right now? What would you do right now? What would you be thinking? What would you be believing? And yes, this is fun to contemplate, but I want you to physically write it down. Because as you start to write it down, you will understand you've had the ability to be with your specific person this whole time. You've had the ability for them to reach out to you today, to call you, to text you, to ask you out. All of the worries and the fears, you never had to worry about any circumstances, right? Because it was all a belief. We know what to do because if you've been watching my videos for a while, we talk about so many different techniques and ideas to do it. You know what to do, you just have to believe it. And you can also ask yourself, why don't I believe this? Who told me this couldn't happen? What is it? What belief, what thought, what thing in my reality leads me to believe that this won't work? Why am I assuming it won't work? Because the wild thing is, a lot of us kind of end up with like a fear of failure, right? Because I did too. This idea that if I try it and it fails, I'm going to feel really bad about it. But the crazy thing about the fear of failure, which I've noticed, and you're able to overcome it once you understand this. The wild thing about the fear of failure is that you actually enforce failure from the fear of failure. If you're fearing, what if I try this out and it doesn't work? Well, the option that we have is, I'm not going to try it out at all, right? That's the fear of failure speaking. I'm just not going to do anything. But that's the only guarantee of failure. Because just like we mentioned previously or in other videos, what do you really have to lose by acting this out, right? There's nothing, right? If you really think about it, you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. The loss is zero, and the gain is being married to your specific person by the end of the month. Those are your two options. And if you have this idea of being married to your specific person at the end of the month with absolutely no downside effects, right? Because you would always feel better, so in some reality, acting this out or believing in it didn't work, where would you be as an end state of that? Now, I guarantee you it will work, but where would you be? Let's say we acted on your worst fears, your worst insecurities. You try this out and it doesn't work. What would you be by the end of it? You'd be positive, you'd be happy, you'd be abundant, you'd be someone who's chased and pursued and desired. You would have all these positive things and you would be living an amazing life. Now, I will say, manifestation always works perfectly. So in that state, your reality could not reflect an outcome that wasn't with your specific person. But again, if we were to say the worst fear, it doesn't work, it's not going to happen, what do you end if you totally bomb or fail it? You would feel so amazing as a product because we're just supposed to assume and act as if we already have what we want, right? And so what states and what feelings would those be? And those would be happiness, abundance, peacefulness, so many positive emotions. And I've always found, and this is the awesome part of it, when you start doing this out, so let's say again, you have this idea, if I would 100% believe this, what would I do right now? And you start doing those things. So maybe I would never think of a negative thought. I would change my perspective every time I thought of something negative. I would reframe everything to work out for me. I would only look at the positive. I would visualize every single night. I would wake up and do my affirmations. I would only talk to people that support my goals rather than hinder them, right? We would have all of these things of knowing exactly what to do, so we just need to believe it. Believe it and you will get to your outcome. Believe it and you'll take immediate action. So it's no longer true knowledge leads to true action. It's true belief leads to true action, and you already know exactly what to do. We just need to implement it. We just need to take time and do that thing. Because imagine, speaking back to the example of running 10 miles every single day for a month, which I would do. So again, if you didn't comment if you would do that or not, comment it down below. Like when I was just starting manifestation, I would have done literally anything for that outcome. But the crazy thing is you don't have to do anything for it. That's actually what is the confusing factor. But imagine if there was some random act that would create the outcome. If it was like dancing in your room every day, or wearing red socks, something like that. Ask yourself, if I believe this, how committed would I be? So let's say dancing in your kitchen every day was something that would guarantee you an outcome. So it could be a specific person or any manifestation for that matter. Or wearing red socks, if you're wearing red socks right now, shout out to you. But imagine if it was wearing red socks creates and helps you manifest anything. How committed to that would you be? Would you ever not be wearing red socks? I would imagine the answer would be absolutely not. I would be in red socks every moment of the day. So we know it's not a motivation problem. It's not a commitment problem. It's not a knowledge problem. It's a belief problem. Because if we believe that to be 100% certain, we would be acting it out. In the same way, we'd be running 10 miles every single day to get that outcome. But we don't have to do all that. It's easier. We just have to assume the state. We just have to imagine it as already happening. Way easier than running 10 miles, or even I would argue way easier and more fun than wearing red socks. And wearing red socks seems really simple. But no, you don't have to wear red socks. Dancing in the kitchen might actually help you manifest your specific person. But we only have to believe it and assume it. So take your time and think about the belief. Go back to the question, if I 100% believe this would work, what would I do right now? If I truly believed my desire was inevitable, I would blank. And do not leave this video. Do not scroll to the next video. Even if it's my video next, don't go to it unless you answer that with 5 to 10 things. So 5 to 10 things up. If I truly believed my desire was inevitable, I would blank. And comment it down below just so I know that you did it. So I should see a comment for every single view that comes on this video. And if not, that's okay. I'll trust that maybe you're commenting it or writing it down in your manifestation journal. But seriously, write it out. You will see a difference because it will connect us with the belief that we want. If you did have any questions on this, make sure to comment them down below. As well as this, you can also reach out to me on my website if you wanted to send me a personal question, a personal success, or anything else. Head over to kyleaugustcoaching.com. And there is a link in the description. And as well as this, if you are commenting whether or not you'd run 10 miles, or the answer to the 5 to 10 answers to that question, because again, it does help everyone else out with their manifestation when you post it publicly. But any questions, any thoughts, comment them down below while you're doing that as well. If you like this video, if you enjoy this content, if you like things like this, make sure to give a thumbs up on this video. And thank you so much to all the subscribers and all the members on my channel. Truly appreciate you. And I know I said this in another video, but I never got a response from anyone. For my members, I wanted to start doing lives again. So I'm meeting up with you guys because I always like the idea of making sure. I want to do a challenge recently with my members of basically getting them to a certain point in a certain time frame. So I want everyone committed to it, but I want to know if you are a member, if you would be committed to that. So like taking the month, because, well, I mean, I would have chose August as a month, but it seems a little far now, but maybe July or August, something like that, where we go from 0 to 100 to your specific person. Let me know if that's something you would want to do. I'm going to comment it down below and what you kind of think. Well, just would you like to do it? We'll end it at that. But as always, thank you so much for stopping by today. I'll be on the lookout for your comment in the comment section. And if nothing else, I can't wait to see you in my next video tomorrow.